She texted, "I'm keeping the ring, consider it payment for wasting my time." After calling off our engagement, I replied, "Fair enough." Then I sent her a bill for $25,000, the ring's true value she'd have to pay taxes on as income. Her panicked call came at midnight. I, 42 male, was engaged to Brittany, 38, for 8 months, together for 3 years total. The engagement ended 2 weeks ago when she decided I wasn't ambitious enough, after I turned down a job offer that would have required relocating across the country and working 80-hour weeks. She broke it off via text while I was at my nephew's birthday party. "This isn't working. You clearly don't want the same things I do. I need someone who matches my drive. We're done. I'm keeping the ring as payment for 3 years of my time you wasted. Don't contact me." I read it twice, put my phone away, and enjoyed the rest of the party. My 7-year-old nephew doesn't need his birthday ruined by adult drama. That evening, I texted back, "Fair enough. Best of luck." She responded, "That's it? 3 years and all you say is fair enough?" I didn't reply, but I did make a phone call to my accountant buddy Roger. "Hey, quick tax question. If someone keeps an engagement ring after breaking off the engagement and explicitly states it's payment for time spent in the relationship, that's taxable income, right?" Roger laughed. "Oh, absolutely. If she's calling it payment, that's compensation for services. She just converted a gift into income. Why? Just curious. Talk soon." The ring cost me $25,000. I'd saved for 2 years, worked overtime, skipped vacations. It was a 2.5-carat diamond solitaire from a high-end jeweler. I had it appraised and insured, so I had all the paperwork. 3 days after the breakup, I sent Brittany an email. "Per your text stating the ring is payment for your time, I'm providing you with appropriate documentation for tax purposes. The ring's appraised value is $25,000. As this is now compensation rather than a gift, you'll need to report this as income on your taxes. I've copied my attorney and accountant for records. You should receive a 1099 MISC by January 31st. Attached were the appraisal documents, insurance paperwork, and her own text message screenshot where she called it payment. Her call came at 11:53 p.m. Update 1. The midnight meltdown was just the beginning. When I answered her call, she was screaming so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear. "What the hell is this? You can't make me pay taxes on my ring. It's not your ring, Brittany. According to your own words, it's payment for services rendered. That makes it income." "Services? I wasn't a prostitute." "I didn't say you were. You said the ring was payment for your time. The IRS doesn't care what kind of time. Payment is payment." "This is ridiculous. It's an engagement ring. Was an engagement ring until you declared it payment. Your words, not mine." She hung up. 20 minutes later, her best friend Melissa called. "You need to stop this petty BS with Brittany." "What's petty about following tax law? You're seriously gonna make her pay thousands in taxes over a ring you gave her?" "I gave her an engagement ring. She kept payment for services. There's a legal difference." "You're such an ass." "I'm an ass who follows tax code." The next morning, Brittany showed up at my house with her brother Tony, who's apparently a pre-law student. He's been saying that for 6 years. Tony tried to sound official. "What you're doing constitutes fraud and harassment." I pulled out my phone and played the voice memo I'd started recording. "Tony, are you providing legal advice? Because last I checked, you're not a lawyer. That's illegal." His face went red. "I'm just saying, you're just leaving, both of you. Brittany, any further communication goes through lawyers." "I don't have a lawyer," she screeched. "Sounds like a you problem." As they were leaving, Tony muttered something about me being a pathetic loser trying to act tough. I called out, "Hey Tony, how's that LSAT prep going? 6 years is a long time to study for one test." Brittany had to physically drag him away. That afternoon, she tried a different approach. Posted on social media, "Some men can't handle rejection. My ex is literally trying to extort money from me over an engagement ring he gave me. This is financial abuse. Share if you think toxic men who weaponize money are the worst." My sister saw it and called me. "Bro, she's trying to roast you online. Let her. I have receipts." "You're not gonna respond?" "Nope. My tax attorney will handle any necessary responses." Update 2. Brittany's entitlement reached new heights when she realized I was serious about the 1099. First, she sent her mom, Deborah. This woman showed up at my office during lunch. "We need to talk about this situation with Brittany." "No, we don't. Please leave. She's crying every day. You're destroying her over a ring." "I'm following tax law. She chose to keep payment instead of returning a conditional gift." "Conditional? You asked her to marry you." "And she said no. In this state, engagement rings are conditional gifts. She could have returned it, but she chose to keep it as payment. That has tax implications." Deborah's face turned purple. "You're really gonna make her pay $8,000 in taxes?" "I'm not making her do anything. The IRS is. Talk to them." "You're ruining her life over pride. She ruined our engagement over ambition. Guess we're even." She stormed out, but not before telling my receptionist I was a pathetic man who can't handle rejection. My receptionist, Janet, 65, takes no BS, replied, "Ma'am, he seems to be handling it just fine. You're the one making a scene." But Brittany wasn't done. She hired a tax consultant from Craigslist who sent me the most hilarious letter. "Dear Sir, the ring in question was a gift of love, not payment for rendered services. My client demands you cease this fraudulent claim immediately or face serious consequences." It was signed by Robert Richardson, tax consultant, with a Gmail address. My actual tax attorney responded, "Mr. Richardson, please provide your PTIN, prepare tax identification number, and credentials. Also, please note that falsely representing yourself as qualified to provide tax advice is a federal offense." Never heard from Robert again. Then Brittany tried to get clever. She texted me from a new number. "What if I just return the ring? Then it's not payment." Too late. You already declared it payment and took possession with that intent. The taxable event occurred. This is blackmail. This is tax law. Google constructive receipt doctrine. I'll sell it and leave the country. Good luck. Make sure to report the sale on your taxes too. Capital gains are also taxable. She called me every name in the book. I screenshot everything and forwarded it to my lawyer. Update 3. The IRS doesn't play, and Brittany was learning that the hard way. She tried to return the ring to the jewelry store. The manager called me because I was listed on the insurance paperwork. "Sir, your ex-fiancé is here trying to return a ring, claiming you approved it." I didn't. The ring is hers now. She declared it as payment for services. I could hear Brittany screaming in the background. "Tell him I changed my mind." The manager was professional. "Ma'am, without his authorization, I cannot process this return." She left screaming about lawsuits. Next, she tried selling it to various pawn shops and cash for gold places. But when they asked for documentation, she had to show the appraisal, which had my name on it as the purchaser. Most required a police report proving it wasn't stolen. She actually filed a police report claiming I gave her the ring, then was extorting her. The detective called me. "Sir, can you explain this situation?" I emailed him the entire text chain, including her declaring it payment. He called back laughing. "So she admitted in writing it's payment, and now she's mad about taxes?" "Pretty much." "This is a civil matter. Tell her to get a tax attorney." Meanwhile, Brittany's financial situation was unraveling. See, she'd been living beyond her means for years, assuming we'd get married and combine finances. She'd racked up credit card debt, planning our dream wedding before I even proposed. Her mom called me again. "She's getting eviction notices. She can't pay rent because she's saving for the taxes." Have you no heart? She could sell the ring. She'll take a huge loss. That's what happens when you keep property you can't afford. This is cruel. This is consequences. But the best part came when Brittany tried to get her actual tax preparer involved. She went to H&R Block, and demanded they fix this. The tax preparer called me, with Brittany's permission recorded. "Sir, I'm trying to understand. Your ex-fiancé says you're falsely claiming she owes taxes on a gift?" "Not a gift. She explicitly stated in writing it was payment for her time." "I have the texts." Oh dear. "Ma'am, if you classified it as payment, that is taxable income." I could hear Brittany. "But it's a ring." The preparer. "The IRS doesn't care what form payment takes. Income is income." Brittany stormed out screaming about incompetent tax people. Update 4. Brittany's extinction burst. Yes, I know that term is overused, but it fits here. Was spectacular. She organized what she called a protest outside my house. Her mom, her brother, and 3 friends with signs. "Financial abuser lives here. Real men don't weaponize love. Karma is coming. My neighbor, Vietnam vet Bill, 73, walked out with his garden hose. You kids got a permit for this assembly? It's a free country, Tony shouted. Sure is. Free for me to water my lawn too. He started spraying. They scattered. Brittany tried to grab his hose and got absolutely drenched. Bill looked at me watching from my window and gave a thumbs up. But Brittany's biggest mistake was yet to come. She went on a local morning show's segment about financial abuse in relationships. They didn't vet her story properly. She went on live TV and told her sob story about her abusive ex using the IRS to control her. The host was eating it up until they went to commercial and their legal consultant Googled the situation. When they came back, the host's tone had changed. So Brittany, just to clarify, you kept the ring and explicitly called it payment? Well, yes, but, and now you're upset about the tax implications of that decision? He's weaponizing. Did you consult a tax attorney before declaring it payment? I didn't think. Right. Well, folks, this is why we always recommend consulting professionals before making financial decisions. They cut to weather. The segment never made it to their online archive, but someone had recorded it. It went viral on TikTok with the caption, "Woman learns what taxes are on live TV." The memes were glorious. Brittany's shocked face with, "When keeping it real goes wrong, IRS has entered the chat. Tell me you don't understand taxes without telling me." Her influencer dreams died that day. She went from 5K followers to 300. Update 5. January 31st came and went. I sent the 1099 misc as promised. Brittany tried one last Hail Mary. She hired an actual lawyer this time, Elizabeth Hartley. Elizabeth called me directly. "Mr. Thompson, I've reviewed this situation. While my client's actions were ill-advised, surely we can come to an agreement?" "Sure, she can pay the taxes. She's prepared to return the ring. Doesn't matter. The taxable event already occurred." "This is punitive. This is legal." She declared it payment. "I'm required to issue a 1099 for payments over $600. Elizabeth sighed. "You're really gonna die on this hill?" "I'm gonna follow tax law on this hill." "She can't afford the taxes. She can sell the ring. She'll lose thousands." Should have thought of that before declaring it payment. There was a long pause. Then Elizabeth said, "You know what? You're right." She made her bed. "I'll advise her to sell the ring and pay the taxes." But Brittany didn't want to hear that. She fired Elizabeth and decided to handle it herself. She didn't file her taxes. By June, she got a letter from the IRS. Not only did she owe the original taxes on the $25,000, but now there were penalties and interest. Her mom called me one more time. "She's having to sell her car. Are you happy?" "I'm indifferent." This was all avoidable. How can you be so cold? How can she be so entitled? Deborah hung up. Final update. Last week, I ran into Brittany at a coffee shop. She was with some guy who looked about 25, wearing a suit that screamed, "Daddy's money." She saw me and turned white. The guy asked if she was okay. "That's my ex," she whispered, but loud enough for me to hear. The guy looked at me. "The one who made you pay taxes?" "I didn't make her do anything. She made a choice." Brittany grabbed his arm. "Let's go, Bradley." Bradley, of course, stood up. "You know, you're a real piece of work making her suffer like that." She kept a $25,000 ring and called it payment. I just made sure the IRS knew. It was a gift, not according to her own words. I pulled out my phone and showed him the screenshot of her "payment for wasting my time" text. Bradley's face changed. He looked at Brittany. "You said he was lying about that part." "Bradley, it's complicated. You told me he fabricated evidence. This is your text. You don't understand. I understand you lied to me." He walked out. Brittany stood there, mouth open. "You just ruined another relationship," she hissed at me. "You ruined it by lying. I just showed him the truth. I hate you. Your feelings about me don't matter. Pay your taxes." She stormed out crying. The barista who'd witnessed everything gave me a free coffee. That was beautiful, man. Yesterday I got a notification from my lawyer. Brittany had finally sold the ring for $18,000 and paid the IRS what she owed, including penalties. Total cost to her, approximately $11,000 in taxes and penalties, plus the $7,000 loss on selling the ring. $18,000 lesson in why you don't get cocky with conditional gifts. As for me, I'm dating someone new. Rebecca's an accountant who appreciates a man who understands tax implications. She literally laughed for 10 minutes when I told her this story. You issued her a 1099? That's the most beautifully petty thing I've ever heard. It wasn't petty. It was legal compliance. She kissed me. God, you're such a nerd. I love it. We're taking things slow, but at least I know if we ever get engaged and it doesn't work out, she understands the tax code. To everyone saying I went too far, she could have just returned the ring when we broke up. She chose to keep it. She chose to call it payment. She chose to put it in writing. All I did was follow the tax implications of her choices. And before anyone asks, yes, this is all legal. Yes, the IRS really did make her pay. And yes, I sleep great at night. The moral of the story? If you're going to be entitled enough to keep a $25 engagement ring as payment, make sure you understand tax law first. Or better yet, just don't be a jerk about breakups. Return the ring, move on with dignity, and nobody has to involve the IRS. But Brittany had to learn that the hard way. Oh, and Brittany, if you're reading this, and I know you are because Rebecca told me you stalked her LinkedIn, Bradley's mom called me last week. Turns out you tried the same keeping expensive jewelry as payment thing with him. He dumped you via email and specifically cited tax liability concerns. Maybe it's time to change your strategy. Just a thought. She texted, I'm redecorating the house. Your stuff looks cheap. I'm donating it, including my father's military medals. I wrote back, WTF. Then I visited the donation center, recovered everything, and moved out while she was at Pilates, when she came home to an empty house except for her decorations. Original post: I, 38 male, have been with Monica, 35, for 4 years, living together for 2. We moved into my house, emphasis on my house, inherited from my grandmother, paid off, solely in my name. Monica always had opinions about my decor, called it bachelor basic and depressing. I get it, I'm not an interior designer, but it was comfortable, functional, and meaningful to me. Tuesday morning, I'm at work when I get this text. Monica, finally taking initiative on the house. Your old furniture is so dated and cheap looking. Donating most of it to Goodwill. The delivery guys are here now. This place is gonna look amazing. My stomach dropped. I immediately called her, no answer. Texted back. Me, WTF Monica, do not touch my stuff. I'm coming home. Stop being dramatic. Trust me, you'll love it. Already loaded the truck. Your dad's old military stuff was just collecting dust anyway. Someone who actually served might appreciate it. I literally ran out of my office. My father's military medals, his Purple Heart from Vietnam, his service photos, the flag from his funeral. She called them old military stuff. My boss saw my face, didn't even ask questions, just said, go. 20-minute drive home felt like hours. When I pulled up, the Goodwill truck was pulling away. Monica's car was gone, probably already at her noon Pilates class, acting like she'd done something wonderful. Inside was devastating. My dad's recliner, gone. The oak bookshelf my grandfather built, gone. My entire living room, basically empty, except for some white modern furniture I'd never seen before. Looked like an IKEA showroom exploded. I ran to my office. The shadow box with Dad's medals that sat on my desk, gone. His service photos, gone. Everything. I called Monica again, straight to voicemail. She'd turned off her phone. I got back in my car and drove straight to the Goodwill donation center. Explained the situation to the manager, showed him texts proving she'd donated my property without permission. He was sympathetic but said once donations are processed, please, I said. My father's Purple Heart is in there. He died when I was 15. The manager stopped. Purple Heart? From Vietnam? Yes, in a wooden shadow box. There's also a folded flag. This man, bless him, immediately called his staff. Nobody touches the truck that just came in. Military memorabilia was donated by mistake. Took 3 hours, but we found everything. Every medal, every photo, even Dad's recliner. The manager helped me load it all into a U-Haul I'd rented. Refused to let me pay the donation value. My brother served, he said. This stuff doesn't belong here. Take it all. By 3 p.m. I had everything, but I wasn't bringing it back to the house. Not anymore. Update 1. Got back home around 4 p.m. Monica's car still gone, her Pilates class, then probably her usual Tuesday coffee meetup with her sister. Perfect. I'd made my decision at the Goodwill. This relationship was over. Someone who could casually donate my dead father's Purple Heart while calling it dusty old stuff? Nah. Done. Called my buddy Tom, who owns a moving company. I need a crew. Now. Today. Bro, what's the emergency? Monica donated my dad's military medals to Goodwill. I got 'em back. Now I'm leaving. How many trucks you need? That's a real friend right there. While waiting for the crew, I walked through my house. The new furniture Monica bought. Ugly white sectional sofa, glass coffee table, some abstract art that looked like someone sneezed paint on canvas. She'd even replaced my bedroom furniture. My bedroom. Without asking. Without permission. With my credit card she had for emergencies. Checked my banking app. $8,700 in charges from today alone. The movers arrived at 5 p.m. I gave them simple instruction. Everything that was here before today comes with me. Everything bought today stays. Even the new TV? One guy asked, pointing to a massive 75-inch still in its box. Especially that. I didn't buy it. Not taking it. Took us 2 hours. We loaded. All my actual furniture from the Goodwill run, my clothes and personal items, all my electronics, except her laptop and phone charger, every tool from the garage, my grandmother's china she'd boxed up to declutter, every piece of sports memorabilia from my office. The good coffee maker. Petty, maybe. Satisfying? Absolutely. Left behind, her new ugly furniture, her clothes and makeup, the 73 throw pillows she bought. Seriously, who needs that many? A printed screenshot of her text about donating my cheap stuff. My house key on the counter. The house looked weird. Like a furniture showroom with no soul. White couches facing nothing. Took the TV stand. Abstract art on walls with no other decorations. Her closet still full, but the bedroom just had her new bed, no dresser, no nightstands. Those were mine. At 7:23 p.m. I was out. Moved everything into a storage unit for now. Crashed at Tom's place. At 7:47 p.m. my phone exploded. Monica calling. Texted instead. In a meeting. The text started rolling in. Monica, where are you? Why is your stuff gone? The TV is still in a box, but there's no TV stand? Derek, where is the coffee maker? This isn't funny. I spent all day making our home beautiful. You can't just leave. I'm calling the police. Answer your phone. Finally responded, you donated my belongings without permission, including my father's military medals. I retrieved them from Goodwill. I've moved out. The furniture you bought is yours. The credit card you used is now canceled. We're done. Phone immediately rings. Let it go to voicemail. She left a 3-minute voicemail screaming about how I ruined everything and can't handle change and overreacting to a simple home improvement. Simple. Improvement. She donated my dead father's Purple Heart and called it Simple Home Improvement. Update 2. Wednesday morning came with drama I should have expected. Woke up at Tom's to 52 missed calls. Not from Monica, she was blocked. From her mother Patricia. Answered on call number 53 because, honestly, I was curious. Derek, what did you do to my daughter? Morning, Patricia. I moved out after Monica donated my father's military memorabilia to Goodwill. She was trying to make your home nice. You men never appreciate anything. She spent her whole day. She spent $8,700 on my credit card without asking, Patricia. Silence. Then, well, you can afford it. The entitlement runs in the family, apparently. That's not the point. She donated my father's Purple Heart, his Vietnam service medals, the flag from his funeral. So he's dead. It's just old stuff gathering dust. I hung up. Just hung up. Some people can't be reasoned with. Then Monica figured out I blocked her. So she started getting creative. First, she tried calling from her sister's phone. Blocked. Then her best friend Vanessa. Blocked. Then she showed up at my work. Security called me at 11 a.m. Mr. Derek, there's a Monica here saying she's your girlfriend and needs to talk to you urgently. Ex-girlfriend. Please have her removed. Could hear her shrieking from my third-floor office. I know you're in there. You can't just steal from me. Steal? Steal? She donated my possessions. Security had to threaten to call police before she left, but not before she'd made enough of a scene that everyone in my office knew my business. Awesome. Lunchtime, I get a call from my landlord. Wait, I own my house. No landlord. Except Monica had called the property management company that handles the HOA and told them I was a dangerous tenant who abandoned the property and left it unsecured. Took me an hour to prove I was the owner, not a tenant, and that she had no legal right to the property. The property manager was confused but apologetic. Then things got really weird. Got a text from an unknown number with a photo. It was my living room, my empty, except for her furniture living room. She'd moved all her furniture to the walls and set up candles, like hundreds of candles, in a circle. In the middle was a printed photo of us from last Christmas. The text, "If you don't come back, I'm going to perform a binding spell to make you love me again." Tom looked over my shoulder. "Bro, she's lost it. She's going to burn down my grandmother's house with her weird candle ritual." Called the fire department for a wellness check. Explained the situation. Showed them the photo. They took it seriously. That many candles is a legitimate fire hazard. They arrived to find Monica manifesting, her words, surrounded by what the fire chief described as an unconscionable fire hazard. They made her extinguish everything and warned her about fire codes. She told them I was spiritually attacking her aura. They suggested she seek professional help. Update 3 Thursday. Monica went nuclear. Started with a Facebook post. This woman who had donated my father's military honors posted this. "Sometimes you think you know someone. 4 years together and Derek just abandoned me after I surprised him by redecorating our home. I spent my entire day making our space beautiful and modern, and he threw a tantrum because I donated some old junk. Now I'm sitting in an empty house with the furniture I bought with my own money while he keeps everything else. Some men just can't handle a woman with vision. Pray for me." The comments were immediate. Her mom, "He was never good enough for you, sweetie." Her sister, "What kind of man does this?" Her friend, "You deserve so much better, hun." But then my buddy Tom's wife chimed in. "Didn't you donate his father's military medals? The Purple Heart from Vietnam?" Monica deleted the post within 5 minutes. But screenshots are forever, and Tom's wife had receipts. Then Monica tried a new approach, legal threats. Got an email from a lawyer saying I'd stolen shared property and owed her $8,700 for the furniture that she bought with my card, $2,000 for emotional distress, half the value of everything I took, my own belongings, 6 months of rent for illegal eviction. The email was from a Gmail account, legaleagle2019@gmail.com. Yeah, super professional. My actual lawyer, because yes, I hired one Wednesday, laughed. She has no claim to the house, no lease, no residency rights since she gets mail at her apartment still, and she committed credit card fraud. Want me to respond? Please do. He sent a beautiful cease and desist letter that included proof the house was solely mine via inheritance, screenshots of her admitting to donating my property, the credit card fraud documentation, a demand for her to vacate the property within 72 hours. Her response? She changed the locks on my house. Found out when I went by Thursday evening to check on things. My key didn't work. Could see through the window she'd moved more stuff in. Her cousin's pickup truck was in my driveway. Called police for a locksmith assist, showed them my deed ID, the whole thing. Officer looked tired. "Sir, is this your house?" "Yes. Here's the deed." "Ma'am, do you own this house? We've been together 4 years." "That's not what I asked. Is your name on the deed?" "No." "But then you need to let him in his house." She started crying. Full waterworks. "Officer, I'm scared of him. He abandoned me." Officer looked at me, then at her, then at the multiple Amazon boxes on the porch with her name. "Ma'am, these were delivered today. If you were scared, why are you having packages sent here?" The locksmith changed the locks while she sobbed about 4 years wasted and how I couldn't handle her independence. Independence. She lived rent-free in my house and used my credit card to buy furniture. She had to pack right then, with officers supervising. Took her 3 hours to get all her crap out, including the ugly-ass white furniture. Kept saying things like, "You'll regret this," and "We were soulmates," and "My therapist says you're a narcissist." Her therapist, who she's never mentioned before, right? As she was leaving, she turned and said the most entitled thing yet. "I was trying to improve your life. That house looks like an old man lives there. My grandfather built that house. An old man did live there, and his memory deserves more respect than you've shown." She actually scoffed. "It's just a house, Derek, and he's dead. Get over it." Officer stepping between us. "Ma'am, time to go." Update 4 Friday through Monday were relatively quiet. I moved back into my house, started putting everything back where it belonged. The place felt like home again, with Dad's recliner in its spot, my grandmother's china displayed properly. Then Tuesday hit, exactly 1 week after the original incident. I woke up to find my lawn decorated. Pink flamingos, hundreds of them, all with little signs: Derek has commitment issues, 4 years wasted, real men appreciate growth. My elderly neighbor, Mr. Garrison, was standing on his porch with coffee, just staring. Morning, Mr. G. Son, you got a flamingo problem. Appears so. Want help clearing them? I'd appreciate it. Took us 2 hours to clear them all. Mr. G was a champion, even made jokes about flamingo migrations. Turns out Monica had paid some party company to do it at 3 a.m., but she wasn't done. Wednesday, she signed me up for every possible subscription service. Magazines, meal kits, wine clubs, a cheese of the month club, something called Exotic Jerky Express, and somehow a live butterfly release service that would ship butterflies to my house monthly. Spent my entire lunch break canceling subscriptions. Thursday, posted on neighborhood Facebook that I was having an estate sale. Everything must go. Death in the family, too painful to keep. People started showing up at 7 a.m. Had to explain to dozens of bargain hunters that no, nothing was for sale, and no, nobody died recently. Friday, she called my mom. My mom, who lives in Florida and hasn't talked to Monica in a year. Mom called me. Derek, honey, Monica says you're having a mental breakdown? I'm fine, Mom. She says you threw away your father's war medals? What? No. She donated them. I got them back. Oh, thank God. I was about to fly up there and smack you. She donated Dad's Purple Heart, Mom. Long pause. That witch did what? Mom doesn't swear, doesn't call names. The fact she called Monica a witch was basically DEFCON 1. Give me her number. Mom, no. Derek Anthony? Give me her number. When Mom uses the full name, you comply. Don't know what Mom said, but Monica's harassment stopped for exactly 2 days. Then came Monday. The extinction burst. Wait, no, not using that phrase. The final meltdown, the last stand, whatever you call it when entitled people realize they've lost. Monica showed up with a U-Haul and 4 guys. At 6 a.m., started loading my outdoor furniture, ran outside in boxers and t-shirt. What the hell? You owe me for pain and suffering. This is payment. That's theft, Monica. Prove it. Called 911. Again, same tired officer from Thursday showed up. Sir, we meet again. Sorry, Officer Martinez. Is this your furniture? Yes, ma'am, is this your furniture? He owes it to me. That's not how debt collection works, ma'am. She started her crying routine. Officer Martinez wasn't buying it. Ma'am, this is the 3rd time I've been called here. You're harassing this man. Either leave now, or I'm arresting you for attempted theft and criminal trespassing. She stopped crying instantly. You can't arrest me. I'm a woman. He's the one who abandoned me. Ma'am, you just admitted to attempted theft. Leave. Now. She left, but not before screaming. This isn't over. Officer Martinez looked at me. Get a restraining order. Already started the paperwork. Good man. Final update. It's been 3 months now. Restraining order was granted after Monica violated the initial temporary order by showing up at my gym, my grocery store, and my mother's house in Florida. Yeah, she flew to Florida to explain her side to my mom. That went poorly for her. The legal stuff was actually pretty straightforward. Monica had to stay 500 feet away from me, my home, and workplace, pay me back the $8,700 she charged on my card, stop contacting my family and friends. She tried to countersue for unlawful eviction, but the judge literally laughed. Ma'am, you were never a tenant. You had your own apartment the entire relationship. You were a guest who overstayed her welcome. The credit card company reversed the charges after I provided evidence of fraud, then went after Monica for the money. Last I heard, they were garnishing her wages. But the real karma came from an unexpected source, the Goodwill manager. Remember him? The veteran who helped me recover Dad's medals? Turns out his wife is on the hiring committee at Monica's company. Small world. When Monica's review came up, his wife mentioned the incident. Isn't this the woman who donated Purple Heart medals and called them dusty old stuff? Monica wasn't fired, but she was passed over for a promotion she was certain was hers. She found out why and tried to claim discrimination, but several co-workers came forward about her disrespectful comments about veterans and the military. Apparently, calling medals participation trophies for old wars in the break room wasn't her smartest move. She moved back with her parents 2 towns over. Her mom still occasionally sends me messages about how I ruined her baby's life, and how Monica is too traumatized to date. Good. Maybe the next guy's father's belongings will be safe. As for me, the house is exactly how I want it. Dad's recliner sits in its spot of honor. His medals are now in a locked display case. Learned that lesson. Started dating someone new last month. First thing I told her, this is my father's Purple Heart. This is my grandfather's handmade bookshelf. These things are non-negotiable. She said, my dad has his father's Bronze Star displayed. I get it. Keeper. The flamingos? Mr. Garrison kept one. Put it in his garden with a sign, I survived the great flamingo invasion of 2024. Makes me laugh every morning. Mom still has Monica's number blocked, but somehow Monica's mom found her on Facebook and sent a long message about forgiveness and second chances. Mom's response was screenshot and sent to me. Your daughter donated my husband's Purple Heart. The only thing I'll forgive is when she learns basic human decency. Don't contact me again. That's my mom. Looking back, the red flags were there. The constant comments about my dated belongings, the way she'd move things without asking, how she'd call sentimental items clutter. But you ignore these things when you think you're in love. Lesson learned. Someone who doesn't respect your past doesn't deserve a place in your future. And for anyone wondering, yes, I still have that printed screenshot of her text about donating my cheap stuff. It's framed in my office, right next to Dad's medals. A reminder that when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. The house is quiet now, peaceful. No drama, no surprise improvements, no one calling my father's sacrifice dusty old stuff. Just me, my memories, and my father's Purple Heart exactly where it belongs.